You are, in case you didn't know, you're at the virtual events group monthly meeting. Our whole mission in life, other than to go to most events and do something at them, is to make sure that you keep up to date, that you keep informed, that you keep curious about the zillions of tools coming your way. So whether you are a regular who is with us all the time, or whether you're just joining us, we really, or whether you're on Facebook watching this because you might have to be doing something else, or whether you're on LinkedIn watching our restream, um, there are lots of ways that we try and reach you so that you can keep curious. I'm Robin Raskin. I founded the virtual events group after running another events company for a long time in the hopes that we would all learn this hybrid world together and how many different ways there are to make connections. So today, it is really all about connections, and it's really appropriate that we pick November to be about gathering and connections, at least if you're in the US. It is Thanksgiving just around the corner, and if you're everywhere in the world, it is the holiday season. It is, for many, the darkest time of the year, the longest nights of the year, and a time when feeling remote can be just part of the natural cycle of things. So it's especially appropriate that we look at how we meet and gather today and look at some new ways to do it. So I, for one, just going to think about thankfulness for a minute. I'm just going to thank our speakers for joining us today, who you'll meet in a moment, and thank my team, Gigi, Shona, and Carrie, for putting up with this every month and with good humor and cheer. I hope that you can all think about something as we head into dark, dark times that you are thankful for also. So let's go on to today's program. And I really want to introduce Kate McKeown. And Kate has been a regular at virtual events group meetings, and I've known her from other places before. We're going to call her what my friend David Adler calls perennials. They're not a millennial or a zennial or any kind of ennial. Kate is perpetually curious and learning and inventing and a renowned educator in her own right. And so she comes to these meetings, and then one day she writes me a note and she says, I just want to show you something I've been working on. I think it's going to bring people together. And I'm like, okay. So I take a look at this Serendipity Salon, and she'll tell you the story of its beginnings and how they evolved. And I go, this is really something. This is a way to meet people. And I'm just going to switch because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to show you something that, well, I'm going to introduce you to Kate in a minute, but I'm going to show you what I thought about when she showed me what she was working on. And I'm going to meet your other speakers, but I thought about this. I don't know how you feel when you go to events or college campuses or anything else where you have to show up. I feel like a lot of people are looking at my chest and never even see my face. Um, so that is what we need to overcome. And I kind of laugh and I do the same thing. And as my eyesight gets worse, not only do I look at their chest, but I really look at their chest. And that is the only visual that I have to sear in my mind. So we're going to talk about how to avoid this. And you know, when you walk into a room and you don't know anybody else in that room, that's your MO. That is what you do. You read badges. So what can we do to get around that? And Kate's going to talk to you about some of the research first, but it really is socially isolating, anxious situations. Who do you turn to? Who do you feel like you're not going to be judged by? What are those awkward interactions? And do you worry about not belonging? And it really is a thing that Kate will explain. We've all seen, if you're in the events business, if you hold meetings, if you're in media, you all know that icebreakers, if they're done wrong, can really make you cringe, like forced fun kind of thing. But there's some things that a lot of people do, from networking tables at events to color-coded badges. Do you like something? To host trained trained hosts, which are now become a thing, to really introduce you to people, um, to studying, for you studying, this is on your side, who will be there that you might want to meet before you go to an event, to small groups early in a conference. Next month, we'll take a look at CES before it starts in a smaller group to avoid some of the FOMO that people have by going there. And to conversation prompts, whether it's at tables or on screen, that involve the audience. So, just some ideas that we've seen being used more and more. It has become more and more vital in every event that it is participatory. And with that, opening comments, and think about keep those name badges in your mind. I'm going to bring Kate onto the screen with Serendipity Salon. She's going to talk about it a little bit, and then you're going to experience it in one of our classic, can we get through this without screwing up? So Kate, thank you again for bringing your wisdom to this.
Thank you, dear heart. Everything I learned about virtual meetings, I learned from participating in this with Robin over the last several years. Um, all my life, I have been involved in trying to bring people together. It probably comes from my childhood when I was a fat kid and I was always picked last for the teams. And so I want to build, all my life, I wanted to build ways that people could find a way to participate in something, including classrooms, by the way. As Marvin said, I'm trying to fix classrooms, and right now they're very lonely and sad, and we want to make them better. This, I always said, if I'm going to mentor somebody, give me somebody who is a fat kid who likes Star Trek and dogs. Because those three things, just those three things, are like a glint into who I am and who they are. But pre-AI, you could never do. You couldn't even get in the same room with doing what Nidhu and Darnell have built here. Now, we're going to show you movies and books and songs, and it's really fun. You click on things that move you. The idea is not to think too hard, just see what's inside and click on it. And then in this case, the breakout rooms will be built around what you choose. And some of the magic of AI and Nidhu's command thereof is in about 45 seconds, you're going to be put in a Zoom room where you have something in common with the other 6 or 7 people. The statistics are amazing. Met Sherry Huss here at the virtual events group for the first time. She's the innovator in chief at Freeman. If you don't know, it's a huge conference company. They do wonderful research. And basically, I'm pulling up my stats here, and I think somebody else is going to pull them up too. Basically, in their 2025 report, Freeman said that events, 51% of people who attend say effective networking alone would be a reason to come back. 40% said networking feels awkward. 30% struggle to start sentences. And 50%, half, say they would like more curated connections. Now, there's already people out there curating connections around, I want to buy this and you want to sell that. You can find platforms that will do that for you. I want to buy it, you want to sell it, okay, we'll set you up. But what I wanted was something deeper. I wanted people to meet around glimpse into who their soul is. And that's what this was designed to do. And so you'll see the interface is warm and friendly and unusual and amazingly hard that they built it.
And Freeman has worked really hard to look ahead at a new generation of conference attendee and goer and what they need. And those stats are really driving, they're rethinking their business. So whatever business you're in, let those stats drive you because they are very real. And I'll share one event story when you're working with a client and you say, I'll just use Samsung because what the hell? Samsung, okay, you used to pay me a lot of money and I would give you a 45-minute keynote. Well, you're still going to have to pay me money, but your keynote's now 10 minutes. So make it good and make it entertaining. And it's a real psychological hurdle for everybody. People like having the stage and, talking about their ancestry of their product. And pe people in the audience want you to get to the chase so they can move on to what matters to them, which is often networking.
Bless you. Bless you. Yeah. Last, sweetie, you got it. I'm going to hold this up. It's who I met here, David Adler, who I met here. His new book, which I've bought and reviewed, is Harnessing Serendipity, and it's marvelous. And serendipitously, if you look at the color scheme, which is the purple and the orange and the orbs, any minute now you're going to see the same color scheme in
Yeah.
our salon, and that's pure serendipity too. So
Yeah, and you can follow David. Gigi can put this in the chat. He does a site now, a newsletter called thegathering.com, and it's spectacular. Look at both the history of why we gather. This is nothing new. So you millennials, Gen Zs, don't think you invented this. I mean, people since cave times have wanted to gather. So definitely read Gathering Point and Saren and
yeah,
David's book.
and
We're
David's
big fans.
at this point, rather than talk any more about it, I'd love you to see it. And so I think I want to say, Nidu, over to you, darling. Let's show them what you got.
Course. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Nidushan, and I helped build the Serendipity Salon with Kate. Everything from the matching engine to the glint wheel that you will see right now. Okay, is my screen visible? All good?
Yes.
Okay, so today my role in Serendipity Salon is basically to make sure that tech quietly hides in the background and you have a very simple experience. And that's what we have here, spin, select, connect. And that's all we want you to do. And we'll take care of the magic. So essentially, uh, let me get rid of this. Okay, essentially, we have this is a demo that we have, which you can go through to see how it works. We have this video up and running. We'll share the link with you in some time, after which you can also try. I recommend that you try, and we'll put you into the breakout rooms based off of your responses, as Kate just mentioned. And I'll give you an example. I'll do it myself as well, so that you know how it happens. Um, Once you get the link, this one is particularly for virtual events that we created. Once you click on Proceed to Salon, you're greeted with what we call the wheel. We are reinventing the wheel, in which each option is called a glint. It's a glint into yourself. So, by that, what I'm trying to say is these could be anything. We fill these glints per each event, and we do a lot of research on what kind of things the audience would like specifically for that particular event. And we look into movies, books, music, games. There's a lot of options. And what you can do is scroll to spin the wheel. And there's also a couple of other ways you can spin. You can click on these buttons, spin forward, spin backward, and you'll also see something here, which is like a progress bar. So that shows how much of the wheel that you've gone through. And we have around 175 glints in here. If you have the time, definitely go through them one by one. What I like to do is give it a good spin, see where it lands, and find the options that I like, the glints that I like, and select them. So just go through them. And a good number of selections would be 20 to 25 glints. Feel free to go for as many as you want. Anything that resonates with you, you just click and it gets selected. Once you're done, you can submit your selections. So let me quickly go through this and submit my selections to show you how everything works. Okay, so we have Lord of the Rings. So currently we're in the books section. You can see that there's a lot of books just coming up, and there's few books that I've read. And to be honest, I don't recognize most of these books, but that's all right. So
Let's just say that Nidu just graduated. He's getting master's NYU, computer science, AI, and ML, right? And built
yeah,
this. I know you know a couple of these books, at least the Cliff Notes.
um, I've read a few books. So these we were trying to curate the best for your experience. And of course, I would definitely know more about the games, movies. There's a lot I could select there, which we will come to shortly. So Inception, great movie. A must watch. Spirited Away as well. So we have a bunch of different animated movies, games as well. It would be both video games as well as real-time games. I can show it to you
Right.
as soon as I get there. So
And this could be customized. So if your conference was about aeronautics, right, or for whatever you wanted to put it, if you like food, if you want to know where to vacation, these could all be customized glints, correct?
exactly. This can be exactly if so. Let's say we were going for our previous event with Robin, which was a Halloween themed event. And if we were going for that particular theme, we could go for spooky books or movies, games. Those will be a perfect theme for that particular event. Then we have music, and here comes the games. There's Counter-Strike, Sonic,
Hmm.
Grand Theft Auto.
Now we start
I'm
clicking.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna click on most of these.
Game.
So everybody, when you do this, what Nidu's doing, just remember, don't submit selections until you've clicked a whole like 25 of these things. Uh, Otherwise, you'll just have one in your list. So you only
Exactly.
submit
And
selections when you're done.
absolutely. And thanks for reminding me of that. And the more you select, so we connect you based off of the selections that you make. So the more you select, the better the resonance between each one of you. And but I also want you to select the ones that you love and something that speaks to you. So it kind of captures your essence. So the main thing that we are trying to do is make sure that people usually how these things go are they ask for people's interests. They're like, so what are you here to do in this particular event? And they kind of get a result from that. They ask them some personal questions to showcase like what they're there for. It's usually pretty boring, and I haven't seen anything that's worked for me. I'm very introverted, and going to an event, I usually don't know who to talk to or what to talk about. So that's where we wanted to fill the gap. So essentially, what you would do is you go to an event, and in that particular event, if it's in person, what you can have is a colored dot on your name card. I think Kate would probably be showing her uh, tag right about now. But yes,
Should I
so
hold it up, sweetie, now, or
sure, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys can see this. So I went to a Techstars event a few months back. They're as high tech as you get. You're still in a space where we're at Techstars. There's hundreds of people interested in AI. And when the speaking ends, you're standing there at the buffet wondering, who do I talk to? And you're hoping to God you don't have much time, so you want it to be valuable and useful, and you're looking around. Now, if you have any imposter syndrome, of course, for the moment, it will look like everyone is talking to somebody except you. That's always a terrible thing. Now, just imagine if on your badge that you're going to get, you have a little symbol. I just stuck a B on here. It could be a color dot, it could be anything. All of a sudden you have some little icebreaker. You look around and say, now, Robin, you're still looking at people's chests. We still have to sort that out because you're still looking at the chest and you're looking like, what is that? But maybe it's a bee, maybe it's a butterfly, maybe it's a flower. And when you show up at that event, there's something on your name tag that says your tribe. You can find your tribe if you look for this on people's name tag. It's a conversation starter, makes life easier than just standing around and hoping to meet somebody. And as Nidhu said, so much of what you do, if you're even lucky, it's transactional. I want to buy this, I want to sell this, which is fine. And we're going to get to that. First quarter of next year, we're going to have a help and be helped. So after you find these people and fall in love, then there'll be a place where you can go in if you want to help and be helped. That's for first quarter of next year. Anyway, darling, and in our case here, you don't need it on your name tag. We're going to put you in. Nidhu is going to put you. Nidhu, it's all on you, baby. Nidhu is going to put you in a breakout room with other people that after they've spun and clicked on these things, which you're going to do in about 30 seconds,
Right.
you'll find some
Absolutely.
kind of.
And similar to how we group in in-person events, in virtual events, we can have breakout rooms where people can be grouped based off of the results that we get. So we do all of the work and you reap the benefits. That's what we want to do. And we don't even want to make you work for it. So, which is why we want this to be as simple as possible. You just take 2 to 3 minutes, go through the wheel, select as many things as you resonate with, submit selections, and that's it. Your work here is done. After that,
Well,
we
yeah,
take
let's so, but let's tell them what happens next. So then after
yes.
you do this, on the
So,
back end, Nidu's going to work this dashboard back of the room magic and start to group you into groups. Based on those groupings, he will tell you which breakout session to go to, and you can see for yourselves. Was it Lord of the Rings that you had in common, or was it Tracy Chapman? And you can discuss that for a few minutes, sort of a proof of concept. Then we'll come back um, and give some feedback and talk about this problem. Also, Kate, did you want to introduce your other coworkers on this call? Because they're going to be seen and they'll be moderating the breakout rooms.
Bless you. Yeah. We'll have Nidu is going to be standing by for anybody like me who gets confused and can't find it, because that happens to me all the time. So if you can't find her, it's not working, just go find him. People running the breakout rooms will be Daniel Redden, who is our intern, and he's also just recently the president of the Student Senate of the City University of New York. So he's representing 240,000 kids. And one of the reasons he wants to use this is so that those kids can connect better while they're in school, so they can do more stuff with one another, and so it's not so lonely, etc. Daniel, you know Darnell. Bob Gilbo, oh my God, I can't even say enough about Bob. He's a he's a Sanskrit scholar, and a dramaturg, and he's standing by in case we needed an extra facilitator, because Bob could facilitate anything. I'm looking at Annie. I'm looking at the list of people who are here. Al Chase is going to be a facilitator. And oh my God, there's Sherry. Sherry, we quoted you. Oh God, I want to introduce everybody. Joanne Roll, she knows more about education than anybody. Um, Robin, I could get carried away just introducing people. But you're going to see, let's see.
Well, let's see how many of your people are actually in the same breakout room. That will be really interesting.
That'll be interesting. And
So,
yeah, go ahead, sweetie.
yeah. So, Darnell, you're somewhere. Did you have slides to show also, or you just are we going to just do our drop the link into the
Mhm.
Yes. So I'm
chat
going
room
to
now?
drop the link into the chat for everybody now. And this is the link that you can all click on to access the tool. It'll take you right to a blank wheel so that, or not a blank wheel, but a fresh wheel so that everybody can begin to select their selections. And we've allocated about 5 to 8 minutes for this. While this is happening, I will just provide a simple step-by-step on what exactly to do in case anybody happened to get lost during the call. And I'll present it now. Nidu, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, Nidu, do you want to show them what gets generated after? Is that what you're about to do?
uh, it could be a surprise. It's a little souvenir once you finish the submission.
Okay.
Right, based on your choices. Yeah.
And so just to remind everybody, we're just selecting the link inside of the chat right now to begin selecting our glints.
Right. So put the chat, I don't, put the link to Serendipity Salon in the chat so everybody can see it. And we'll just head there. Am I getting so many messages? I don't see it. Okay. Okay, somebody got a link says my screen is too small, but we'll work on those. Let's everybody get into Love Serendipity Salon, start playing, and if you're having problems, stick around in this Zoom room and just shout out your questions. Okay, I hear everybody thinking. So, Nidu, are you seeing a generational thing when you look at that? I'm talking to you while we're all selecting, while you um, review these. Can you guess somebody's age by what they like here?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's an interesting question because we had a very nice revelation when we were trying the Chelsea hotel thing. So when we saw who had the best similarity, what we came up with was Al Chase and Daniel. So
Get out. So
they have
an older gentleman and a younger gentleman.
exactly. So you never know. That's the best thing about this. And if I'm even talking about myself, I like a lot of old classical movies, music. I listen to a lot of those things. So you never know. Like you can't really guess based off of the glance, if I'm being honest.
Okay, how's everybody? Everybody's doing okay? I'm getting through this. Um, I feel like breaking into song, actually. Oh, anybody have any comments while they're scrolling around? Can people talk and scroll at the same time?
It's
Yeah.
fun. I'm
So I
enjoying.
can talk and scroll the. I submitted and I got a paragraph. I went back. Do they keep adding, or just the paragraph and the description
Oh,
just for the last selection?
another professor who so you don't submit the selection until you've selected like a ton of these things. Like select 25 of them and then hit submit selection. So it's a batch selection rather than one at a time. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So you could start all over again. You can how do you start all over again?
You
You
just
can reload the screen and
Yeah, you
do
can
it
just
from
click on the link
yeah.
again. And that way then just select 10 or 12 of them and then hit submit selection. We're taking our work very seriously here. I can see this. And I hope those of you watching on screens elsewhere are at least thinking about what how you feel about my octopus teacher, where I'm at right now.
That was good. Mm. Mm.
And if you're thinking to yourself, was it person, place, or thing, song, movie, or other? Uh, this is like a trivia game. Um,
Mhm.
so do you tell us when you think people are ready to you tell us on the back end if you see people have made enough choices to have a reasonable scientific sample.
Will do.
And some of you are probably worried about being in a group of one all by yourselves on this thing. Right? Am I the only person that like this?
I fully understand that concern.
well, I'm at something about you. I submitted over 25 or 25, whatever it ends at. And I could have started again.
You could.
Right, but no, that's good. So you hold off where you are. I don't know
I'll
who
just
said.
stick with this is
Brilliant.
Ann O'Sullivan.
I'm going
Um,
to submit mine now also. It's feeling like it's time to submit and
And that's brilliant. That's exactly what you want to see. For anyone submitting their glints, you will see generally like a summary at the end, a personalized
yeah.
summary if you will.
Yes,
And
I'm fabulous. Let me just say I'm fabulous. Okay, this summary is pretty fabulous, and I'm fabulous, clearly. Okay.
And so once you get that, you know for a fact that your glints have been submitted, and
Yeah.
that means that you are prepared to step into the breakout room once we are ready to move to that next step. And so we're just going to pause. But in the meantime, you could download your report, and it'll actually also show you not only what presented that pop-up, but you'll also see the glints, like a list of the glints that you selected, which I think it's helpful for insight, and it could be helpful in the breakout room for some of the prompts we have for you.
Okay, Dig. I'll just download now. I'm gonna do it now. Okay. Yes, download. Okay.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good. We have a real life.
I continue. It says continue. Sorry to interrupt. It says continue. Like push continue. I need instruction here.
Ah, why not?
Okay, okay, excellent. All right, searching. Oh, now, wow, this is like vast. Dictionary, it describes what download is, copy data from the computer system. So I don't know. Do I need to carry on with that?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay. All right.
So I see some people are on mobile. Do you want to address mobile is tougher, right? I know in the beginning, the first time I tried it, my trackpad wouldn't work with it. I had to use an external mouse, but now you can select by hand. Um, Mobile, I'm seeing lots of comments, nice comments about the affirmations. So mobile, to work at a live event, I think mobile's critical. Um, and that will be coming. And this is a great time to, if you have feedback, this is a great time. These guys are the most responsive people to feedback.
This is Al Chase. I'm working on an iPhone, and it has had no problem.
Good.
Yay.
Okay, this is Adam. I'm on a Samsung and I'm using the wheel tapping on my selections, but they're not going into the bucket. So there's when I look for what I've selected, there's nothing there.
I see. So when you select show selected, no options are present.
Correct, yeah. Like if I pick on, let's say, for example, sorry, try again, tongue twisted. Santana featuring Rob Thomas Smooth, which is a song I love. I tap on it and then it says nothing selected. Although I say that, as is typical,
As it did,
that one,
it may have
that
been,
one has gone in the bucket.
you may have been too gentle with your taps, Adam.
Oh, I tried. I punched the phone at one point. Does that count?
Yeah, I would say I agree with you, Robin. Mobile is going to be essential for this to definitely be ready to step into that production use case
Yeah.
For larger groups. And it definitely is still a work in progress. Definitely still.
Or, depending on the situation, Darnell, before you get there, you do this, and then you have a color code that points you in the right direction also. So I think there's, depending
Ah.
on what you're
Okay,
trying
guys,
to do.
let me offer a little bit of feedback then, because what it's actually doing is it's not instructing me to tap twice, but I'm selecting the line and then I'm tapping it a second time. So I've missed that instruction, and there's nothing on screen to help me understand. It's two taps to feed
Yeah,
into the bucket.
that that is good feedback, Adam. I think it is an Android
Yeah, it could be.
because it's not that way on a. I'm using a laptop now, but you guys should. Yeah, he's right.
This is amazing feedback. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I build apps too, and mine sucks.
But
You
you
could have
could
a
go to,
field day
but
on
look
my
at it
app.
this way. You can go to any breakout room you'd like. And then we'll ask you about what books you like.
I match everybody with no sense of direction. So.
Um, yeah, no, no, that's a good one. And it's part of the reason that we're here. So, do you want to initiate the breakout rooms now? And Kate's team will have somebody in each room, and you can all um, um, testify to how this experience worked for you, and then we'll come back in about 5 minutes of you getting to know each other.
John, did you have a question before we went in?
Not really a question, but it was sort of fun because it did turn out the summaries, each time I downloaded, I got a new summary, so I could see my build as I went through. When I got to full circle, I got the final grimp or whatever the proper pronunciation. But it was fun that I was able to see my selections in the order that I did them.
Oh, wow.
So it
Oh, so
sounds
you got multiple affirmations and
Yeah, when
multiple.
you got the affirmation and put in my name the first time, then each time I did it, it came up with the same name and color. And then I had 4 downloads. The last download, when I did the final submit, when I filled the circle, gave me the final one of me.
Cool.
Yeah, there it is. So that was the final one that came. But I had the list which you talked about of my selections as I made them. A lot of fun.
very interesting. That is very
Guys,
interesting.
I gotta tell you, that kind of thing, that just brings tears to my eyes because this is a brand new piece of insight that we never had until this moment.
Mhm.
And it's so new, all of it. Without AI, you could never do this. There keeps being more things that you can learn. Like Robin, you said curious. It just gets curiouser and curiouser. More
Yep.
and more and more
That
every
that
time we use it.
Well,
that line's been used before. So let's you
Kate,
two.
haven't you used the DIS profiles and Myers-Briggs and all of
Mhm.
those site profile
Totally.
applications? This is exactly like that. It's doing the same thing. It's giving you a, site profile, a similar, kind of image. I love the way that it's being done. So you're getting an interesting list of choices to make that give you a profile.
Well, it's so funny you
It's
bring
an
that up,
interesting
Bill,
method.
because the Myers-Briggs or this puts you in a room with people. Well, actually, Myers-Briggs is different. This puts you in a room with people that share something with you.
Yeah.
Myers-Briggs, it was so insightful in my life to take that test and realize that I surrounded myself with people who were on the opposite parts of that Myers-Briggs thing because it was a survival mechanism. Like my copy editor had to be really anal, when it came out of publishing, and picked people who were diametrically opposed to me. So that is, and I had this conversation with somebody this morning that it's really good to go to events where you see your friends, but sometimes it's really good to just go to a agriculture event for me, and just say, "Oh, look how they do things. Really interesting." So I think you're right to bring that up, Bill, because we can't forget that these personality. Oh my God, if you read Cosmo as a young girl, that's all you did was take personality tests about your sex life. It's a time tested, but they've done a great job at the using things you can relate to.
Well, Robin, I'm not a young girl, but I took a lot of those tests.
Yeah, it's like
And
when Reagan.
I put a friend of mine developed this. There's a link in the chat if you want to check it out. But the ability to be able to really understand each other and communicate is where you're headed with this. And anything that, gives folks a way to say, oh, I recognize your character traits. They're similar to mine. So I'd like to have a conversation with you or tell me more about that, right?
Yep, and I see Adam has a hand up, and then we're going to break out. I swear it. Adam,
Yeah,
is
just
yours
a quick
that?
one about navigating the scroller. It's not a search facility that I can pick words. So I actually went through things, found that I didn't find many options I would select, but then realized there were two or three that were sort of, maybes. And I want to go back to the maybes. So, like, there was Casino Royale in there, and I've just gone through for another couple of minutes and can't find it. So, is there no way to search those terms?
There is currently no way to search, and you bring up a valid point. There's actually we received feedback on this yesterday, and we actually started to implement a fix for it. So there is actually there is a it's not currently implemented in what everybody is using, but there is another version of this that will be implemented after this call that will not only add a search bar, but also in that list where you can see your selected glints, you'll also have the ability to remove something in case there was an accidental tap and so on and so
Yeah.
on. And
Yeah.
so we could
And one other thing would be, is there a way to maybe put the you got the individual items, let's call them films. But is there a way to put films in a sidebar that says, there's films here, here's a list, and then scroll through those? And is there a way to put songs and then scroll through those?
Currently, no, but we are fully open to, like, this feedback
Yeah.
is very valuable because it helps us know how to sort of take into account
Yeah.
changes.
Interesting. Like think about it like a Trivial Pursuit board with colors slices,
Mm.
where each color would be, books or movies or it really good point. Because I know I kept waiting to get to the travel part and I kind of never
Yeah.
made it.
It
Well,
Um,
was
equally, I didn't
it
know what to expect as I went through. So I went a lot of time in before I found anything that I would select. And then I sort of looked back and thought, well, actually, maybe I would potentially add some. But if I was thinking, okay, I don't know what the limitations are. So I heard this in conversation, but if I wasn't with you in this call, I'd be thinking, how long is this list? Rather than let me segment that, let me find something I'm comfortable saying yes to, and then maybe I'd express myself a bit more. I think it's more about a comfortability using a new system. Once you're familiar with it, you can rinse and repeat, and everyone will just go, you know what, I'm going to use a new list. I always think of personas, like what version of me am I today?
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What
Good.
you're raising actually connects with what Annie just asked or suggested actually together, right? So, and this brings up an important point, and it's not something you can do, and again, in this current iteration of the tool, but in terms of looking forward and respecting the person you are that day at that moment, you will be able to submit your own suggestions and your own interests,
Hmm.
and allow that to add to the
Yeah.
quilt, if you will, that is everybody's serendipity, their various sort of serendipity coefficients, if you will. And so it's very valid feedback. And Annie and Adam, you guys are like on the mark with it. That's definitely the next alpha.
I've
The next.
got another question. Are you thinking this is going to be done in real time at an event, or am I going to, this is going to get sent out with when I sign up for the event, it's going to be part of my package, and they're going to say, go to this, do this, your badge will be printed with this information on it. And so you can do it at leisure because I'm old, so but I still go to a lot of events, and navigating that wheel was not easy, and I'm doing it on a computer.
Yes. Yes, that's
Yeah.
incredibly valid. And the answer to that question is both. Both will be
Okay,
possible. Ideally with both. We
Yeah.
didn't want to sort of approach it that way for this particular event. We wanted it to be real time because this is, again, that's how this feedback comes out, and this is
sure.
incredibly useful. But yes, the answer is we want to have the opportunity to do it in advance, because there are insights that
Yeah.
can impact the event in that way, and then there's also a benefit to doing it real time too. That's hyper local and rich.
You can't
Got
sense this from the cold streets of London right now, but I'm getting really excited by this, and I don't want you to have me switch my camera on to see this. But genuinely, this is something I've been studying for about 8 years, so it's kind of cool that you guys are at the sort of forefront of what I think is delivery that's never happened. That I've been questioning, I've been insulting event technology companies for their idea of matchmaking. It's been,
Yeah.
really poor.
No,
So
you're right, Adam. And I think in part because it's so siloed, it's all about do you want to sell? Do you want to buy? Do you want to market? But you
yeah,
have a life. You have children. You want to travel. And those things are the moments that bind. And that's what struck me about this when Kate first showed
mm,
it to me. And so, so just to prove how silly Zoom breakout rooms are, we did prepare like for you to just fly into a room and talk about what you found out in the glints that you might have in common. And I want to be very mindful of your time. So, is everybody ready to break out? Do you want to tell people
Oh,
where to
yeah.
go? So we hit the
Yeah.
breakout room. You go where Nidu tells you one, two, or three, and then we'll spend about 5 minutes there, and you'll come back, and we'll end the meeting with a taste of things to come on our roster. Sound good?
Awesome.
Okay. Nidu, it's all on you.
Mm,
Yeah, I
mm.
have the split here. So, do we
Carrie, you
wait for
start
the
breakout.
breakout rooms to be made, or shall I send this right out in the chat?
You send it out in chat, and my trusted husband and technician will start the breakout rooms. So, um, definitely want your see how many people made it out of Uh, most of them made it out. This is good. Welcome back. Well, yeah, you always feel like you've been like transported. I want to get your feedback, but I just want to give you a couple of notes because we're going to run out of time and people are going to drop off. The next place you are going to see us is at CES, and CES is a big part of our lives. It's a big part of our partnerships. My last company was acquired by CES, and at CES, we focus on retail, on startup finance, on wearables, and on the creator space, which we created just last year to give creators a chance to amplify the content at CES, but also up their skills. So if you're going to Las Vegas, join us, and if not, you can follow us online.
Robin, you missed that sports video group. The summit in December is before CES.
Oh, right. If you really love sports, which I so don't, but I'm doing it anyhow, we're talking about creators in sports at the Sports Video Group on December 16th at the New York Hilton. If you're interested in joining us, give me a call.
Right.
Then we go out to the Silicon Valley Video Summit, which is really about a single, very simple mission. Every company is now a media company, and I don't care if you're Meta or Microsoft or Nike. So this is really for the Bay Area companies who are now producing video daily. Did I just get my affirmation? Um, did I just get my screen? I think somebody shared a screen. It's not me. No.
No.
Really? I've lost the other screens. Okay. I don't know how that got there. Um, okay, I'm totally lost now. There we go. After that, we're at the NAB show that we love so much, and that's the National Association of Broadcasters. Same idea. We are all in the broadcast business now, as you can tell. And at NAB, we run the Creator Lab, which is really a lot of skilled techniques for growing your community, your population, your YouTube channel, your new venture, your e-commerce shopping. And we do 4 days of programming out there that are fun. Next month on December 20th, if you just want to have a quick drink with us, just bring your literally a shot of holiday cheer. We will do a preview of what's going to happen at CES, have some journalists talking about trends they expect, as well as some of our speakers. So we'll be sending out notes about that. And that is, I think, everything we have on our agenda. But I would love to hear what your experience was like. Feedback. We've got about 2 minutes. Thoughts?
Robin, this is Al Chase. You're sharing the idea about using the concept from Trivial Pursuit is one of the best feedbacks I think we heard today because that would have made things much more simple. I thought books are really what defined me, and it took me a while to get to the books without that segmentation.
And it's so funny. It was actually who said it? I think it was Adam said he wished he would known, what to expect. And the best way I could think was that pie slice. So group mind.
Yeah.
And I grew up loving Trivial Pursuit, so you really hit a nerve.
It's well, those mechanisms never go away. There were pie games before that.
Right.
So we are just about 60 seconds out. Can I just wish everybody a happy holiday if you celebrate Thanksgiving, a happy holiday season. Join us on the 20th. Go to Love Serendipity Salon and keep helping these wonderful guests of ours, Kate and Niju and Al and Darnell and Daniel. Uh, Keep them fresh and full of new ideas. I think they're on to something. Thank you so much from Virtual Events Group. Love
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.